The PGA Tour presents the 1998 BellSouth Classic.
He is winless the past 10 months. He is Tiger Woods, and he has taken the lead here in the third round outside Atlanta. This just a moment ago. A birdie at the 7th hole. He is 5 under for the round, including an eagle. Tiger Woods at 13 under by 2 over J.Don Blake and by 4 over Dennis, McRoy, and Natchik. Third round of the BellSouth Classic. The TPC at Sugarloaf. In just its second year, universally heralded by the Tour Elite as one of the most respected new tournament courses to come out in years. Duluth, Georgia, some 1/2 hour drive outside of Atlanta. This tournament this week celebrating its 30th anniversary. And this course designed by none other than Greg Norman. And again, it opened just 1 year ago. Scott McCarron won it last year at 14 under par. Course record 64, plays to a par of 72.
Pretty impressive tee shot. Greg, you didn't anticipate anybody hitting a 9-iron at this 465-yard hole, even from the 4th tee.
And even with a 3-wood, Peter, too. But, you know, there's a good idea. 3-wood, a cool 311 yards. That's about standard for most people. But this is probably the easiest pin position here, too, Peter. He's got a little bit of a backstop, so with a 9-iron, he can be very aggressive with his shot. I don't think he likes it.
Well, I'll tell you guys, that was a pitching wedge, in fact.
Unbelievable pitching wedge from 154 earlier. Steve Flesh putting from the fringe. And beautifully played by the left-hander, winner of the Nike Tour Championship last year. We'll go back to the par 3/8.
And now, J.Don Blake, best year on the tour. 1991, he finished 21st on the money list. Always been a very, very good putter. Come on, make me prophesize. There we go. That's another call from a golf announcer. And he moves now to within 1 of Tiger Woods.
And what's the choice, Peter Costas?
Peter, I think he's going low. Yeah, it's just a little wet, soggy. That's where the players walk off, go up the hill toward the 10th hole. I don't think his lie is very good, so he's just a little bump and run.
I'm surprised, Peter, of taking the pin out coming down that hill.
Well, perhaps he really liked his chances to hold it. But after Peter Costas's description of the players walking off that way, just makes the ground a little bumpy where he was going to hit the first bounce.
Well, there's not much option, Peter, of getting your club under the ball in that situation. So he just took what the golf course gave him.
Spike McRoy using the putter from the fringe. 5th at the qualifying school last year. Tied for 6th at the Buick Invitational in San Diego. His best finish on tour. And hanging in there well at 9 under.
You know, Peter, the question you asked me earlier, I think this is going to be a great learning experience for both of these guys because they're out here playing with one of the world's greatest players and they get to see his game up close and personal and judge theirs accordingly.
Greg, how do you expect these youngsters to react playing well? Tiger is young as well, but they're 118th and 147th on their money list. How would you expect them to react?
Oh, I think right now they're into their game, Peter. I think on the first tee they might have been very excited about the chance of playing with Tiger and going for the next 5 hours with him. But right now they're into the game. They look like all of them look like they've got great exposures on their face and expressions, and I think they're all ready to play golf.
And Steve Flesh, we saw him just a few moments ago, putt from off the green at the 9th for birdie. This is an eagle try. Rookie who had such a fine showing the week before the Masters at New Orleans. 4-12.
Stuart Sink, this is for his 4th birdie in a row. Goes wandering to the left. This 12th hole, 417 yards. Stewart came off the Nike Tour.
This to get to -10. Third alone, Steve Flesh.
We've got 267 left, Jimmy, after a 325-yard tee shot and a very, very good lie on this. So is your rough.
What do you think he's going to do here, Peter?
He's going to knock it on the green.
They're oohing and eyeing.
Not bad position right there. Coming up the hill a little bit. The hole today is cut the front right. It's only about 30 feet on the green.
Greg, when you go through a stretch like Tiger is now, you know, there was a time last year people thought he was going to win every time he teed it up. Now it's been 10 months. Does that play on a player's mind at all?
Well, it does at some stage, but you know, he's such a good player, Jimmy. He knows he's got the game to win, and it's just a matter of sometimes there's so many other great players out there that maybe not just be your week. And the 11th hole here today is set up on the right-hand tee. It's playing fairly short. I think it's going to be about 135 to 138 yards with that pin tucked close to the left side.
146 to be exact, Greg. And Steve Flesh on the tee with a 9-iron. They used the back tee yesterday. This tee Thursday's round. And you'd think a more difficult pin placement for a left-hander. But Flesh right on target.
They tried to ascertain who was away. Spike McRoy left to the green. It'll be Tiger next, Peter.
Well, Spike's going to be waiting for a ruling, Jimmy. So while he does, Tiger's going to play. And let me tell you, this is a holeable chip shot. Perfect lie, slightly uphill. And the kind that he would feast on, I would think.
Does he have to set it out right? Really, on a scale to 1 to 10, it's not one he's going to be happy with. You'd probably grade that one a what, Kenny?
I wouldn't give that very good. I think he's very disappointed. I felt that was kind of too high, and I think a lower bump in that to feed the roll and get it on the ground is most important.
211.
Man who led greens hit in regulation at Honda earlier this year, Steve Flesh for birdie. Flesh only 2 back. Finished second in New Orleans at the Freeport-McMoran. Another one of the Nike Tour graduates.
Now, meanwhile, Tiger's going to go ahead and attempt the birdie putt at the 10th. They don't want to wait. They have the right to move on through the hole, that is.
You know, I think that has a lot to do with rhythm. He was waiting, coming out, what are you going to do? And all of a sudden, he didn't keep the same rhythm, Greg.
Absolutely, and in the back of your mind, Kenny, he knows there's a guy over there waiting. Okay, I'll go putt. And, okay, I might rush it just a little bit. And I'm a strong believer in that. It's very difficult for somebody to say, you go ahead and finish this hole out. You lose your rhythm. You're 100% right.
And you probably have these thoughts that are entering your mind that maybe I should wait, maybe I shouldn't. I might regret this.
Absolutely. You can see Tiger. I bet deep down inside he probably knew, well, you know, if I just waited another 2 minutes, you know.
But while he's hitting the putt, he's also saying, I wonder if I should be waiting. You never get yourself right in line on that thing.
So, gave it a go at this green and 2, came up just short. And, really be displeased with a par at the 10th. Jadon Blake 1 shot behind him, still to play this hole, and very
to 12.
Steve Flesh, 134 yards. Should be a nice 9-iron for Steve. He does have that club in a great position at the top of the swing, club face, and his right arm matched perfectly. Oh, look at this. Oh, whoa, look out. Ooh. That was refreshing, wasn't it?
211.
Tiger on the tee at the par 3. Peter, that's got to be a pitching wedge.
Bobby, you're right, and it's right at it. 146 yards.
Too much club. I think even Tiger's surprised at that one. Not even a helping wind at 11, is there, Peter?
Well, actually there is right now, Bobby, but you know, I mean, he just flew it right over the flag.
This perhaps his most improved stat. He was 180th in sand saves last year. This year, 22nd. But this will challenge him, Peter.
Bobby, I don't think this is going to improve his stats at all. This is a really difficult downhill lie. Ball slightly buried.
Almost perfect.
Well, I mean, those were the only two options he had: to kill it in the rough and get hung up short, or carry it on the green and it would have rolled at least 15 feet by.
He perhaps had a margin of error of, what, 6 inches to land that ball, to hit a good shot.
I'm just going to say that rock is stronger than that wedge.
Beautiful area view of the 11th hole. The rock cliff behind the green. Tee today on the right-hand side. They can lengthen the hole by using the left-hand tee, as they did yesterday, and they will tomorrow. Tiger for par. Can you believe it? He is on a roll with the putter today. He said yesterday he was a little nervous starting the round. Jadon Blake on the tee at the par 3. They got on top of that a little bit. That's a leak out to the right. But you might say a good miss.
At the 13th hole, second shot, the short par 4 uphill, 322 to the pin today. Steve Flesh, a good tee shot. And this for an eagle. 59 birdies and an eagle in the second round. It was the easiest hole on the course relative to par, easier than the 4 par 5s. And Greg Norman, I've been dying to ask you a strategy on this hole. Would you hit a driver if you were playing today? We'll get back to the 13th, back to the 11th.
Jadon Blake, 45 feet for birdie. What a putt. Can the man putt? He was known in college as being able to drain those. In fact, it was one like that that clinched a playoff defeat over Hal Sutton in the 1980 NCAA championship. And he's done it again. And another guy up ahead, Steve Flesh.
Pitch shot ran and ran, and Greg, it's a unique hole with that steep face bunker, gigantic green for a short par 4.
Tiger Woods' second shot, and lurking down there in the front left.
148, Gary, and another pitching wedge. And to date, I haven't seen one inside of 20 feet.
He's got full turbo on these things. Oh, we saw one right now, Peter. He's dusted that one in there about 3.5 feet to the left of the hole. Matt Kuchar now, this is for a birdie here at the 16th. And that twisted a little right on him at the end. Ever-present smile. Okay, Tiger Woods now. He's getting a degree in escapology today. We've seen him in trouble. Just about every hole except this one. Gets out of trouble. See if he takes advantage now of a beautiful wedge shot in here. Yeah, and there he is. He's got the lead again. They're hooting, they're hollering. He's hitting wedges on every hole. Fluff's on the run. Fluff's too old to be running. And let's go to 15.
Jerry Kelly, second shot at the par 4. That's from 125 yards. Oh! Well, you want to know how to speed up play and improve your score at the same time? That'll do it. So Kelly moves to -8.
Miles an hour. Back out to 12.
Trying to tie for the lead now. Jadon Blake, birdie putt on 12. Ooh, see his head move? Head was moving backwards there. That was interesting. Took his backswing and his head started to rotate up and out of the putt. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Jadon Blake will settle for his par.
Interesting when you come in from the left side here, Greg. You can see right here. Tiger has his view compromised.
I love this hole, Jimmy. It's one of my favorite second shots on the golf course here. The green sits at you like a catcher's mitt, but we didn't move a whole lot of dirt. But I don't think he likes that.
It's a 6-iron, guys, from 185 yards.
So bad about that. Sure didn't have a reaction.
Well.
It was overjoyed.
Never let your body action ruin a good shot.
What do you think we're going to see here tomorrow? I mean, Tiger, people keep talking about it. He hasn't won in, 10 months. What do you think we'll see?
Well, he hasn't played that much, but I think the big factor now is the weather, Jimmy, because we got the storm in tonight, what they can do and how much more abuse this course can take. It's done well. But to me, it's how you get started here. The golf course lets you go from right to left, left to right, high, bump and run, all kinds of. You must be a shot maker, and I think that we're going to see some low scoring, but again, as this week, we've seen some very high scoring.
Tiger Woods, he leads by 1 as he nears the end of his 3rd round. We look forward to being back with you tomorrow here. The CBS family will have the broadcast starting at 3 o'clock. We have congregated this week some 30 minutes outside of the Olympic city of Atlanta in Duluth, Georgia, just due northeast of the capital city, and Sugarloaf serving as host for this tournament for the 2nd year. This site has withstood the challenge of the most angry, baleful weather this region has seen in decades. In the last 5 weeks, in fact, over 18 inches of rain. A tornado swept through this area and cut some 10,000 trees to the ground. The names of Daly, Kite, Tom Watson, Hale Irwin, Jack Nicklaus, they've all been champions here. And who will be the next one at Sugarloaf? Will it be Tiger Woods? Yesterday, he set the course record. This was Tiger's putt for birdie. Look at the reaction at 14.
That was a big bonus because he felt that he missed the second shot, missed the green, and thought he might make bogey, turned bogey into birdie at 14, Jimmy.
He has all week had that putting stroke that was just so dead on at the Masters a year ago. This was yesterday, birdie attempt at the 16th. And again, center of the cup. Trying to pull away from the field, the par 4 17th. This about 7 o'clock last night.
Hole plays 455 yards. He was a good 200 yards away, and look at the result for the second shot there. Well, he did that at the Masters. From that length, he never missed one all week.
10 feet and in, almost automatic. That's been the story this week for Tiger. You know, yesterday he failed to birdie the par 5 10th. That's a surprise. The 18th also a 5 par. This was his birdie try. This for 62.
Very reachable in 2, but he missed the green. He had that putt for birdie and settled for par, so he parred both of the par 5s in the back 9.
15-footer slides by 63 for Tiger, breaking the mark of Don Pooley here, course record. Bettering it by 1. Giving Tiger into the night a 3-shot lead, looking for his first victory since July the 6th of last summer at the Western Open at Cog Hill. Now we're with you today, 7th hole, and the lead remains 3 for Tiger. This a birdie attempt at 7. He made birdie at 3, gave it back with a bogey at the 4th, and here's how we stand at this moment at the BellSouth Classic. It's Tiger by 3 over Jadon Blake and Stuart Sink. Those first 3 names are in the last pairing. Trevor Dodd, 7 under today, the winner of Greensboro, at 13 under in 4th position. Live at the 7th, and Tiger for par. So Tiger even par for the day. That is good enough for a 3-shot lead over Jadon Blake, a 1-time winner, 2-time champion Stuart Sink out here.
We join final round action with Tiger Woods on the tee at the par 3 8th.
Longest par 3 on the golf course here, and they've got the hole today, Jim, cut so far back. It's the green is 52 yards deep, and it's 40 yards back there now.
David Fairdy following this group. What was the club there, David?
Well, that was a 5-iron, Jimmy, and he's pulled it.
Second day in a row into the same bunker. Yesterday he got out of that bunker and down in 2 for a par.
That's 1 par 3 right there. 232 yards it's playing today.
Stuart Sink, another Georgia Tech man.
I can live with that, Peter.
Good looking move there with the hole where it's cut, taking it in a little bit from right to left. Now you're looking at right now. This is where you got to make a swing. This could be a 2-shot swing on this hole, and that's where they have to catch up fast, Jimmy.
So Tiger right in the middle of that bunker. Sink with a good try for birdie. Kenny, what about the back nine we're going to be seeing here in just a few minutes that will decide things today?
The back nine, Jimmy, has played the easiest all week. The 8 most difficult holes on the golf course, 6 of them are on the front nine, making scoring on the back nine low and very aggressive. The one thing, the back nine, the holes are cut very, very deep. The greens are soft, and watch for the balls to start backing up. But if you're going to make your move, the back nine is where you have to do it today.
And what about Tiger Woods? It's been his longest winless streak. Still, of course, just a young pro, but in his professional career, people have been saying, when is he going to win again? What about this week?
Well, he's going to win again and again, but the thing is that he started with a 3-shot lead. He made a birdie on the 3rd, then he bogeyed a par 5 where he thought he might make birdie, where he made eagle yesterday. He put it in the same bunker at 8 that we see today, and with Sink in there close, he is not making any move. He has to get going, get more momentum, because he's an aggressive player, but he's just treading water.
All right. Yesterday he hit the ball 4 times in a greenside bunker and made sand saves 3 of 4 times.
Well, the big sand save, I thought the one was the one he did at number 11 yesterday, where he hit it well over the green in bad lie with the rocks behind him and got that up and down. He holed about a 15-footer for par, and I think that was the key to the back nine, Jimmy.
No problems with the lie there, David, it appears?
No, Jimmy, he's got a pretty good lie, and the sand is a good deal wetter than it was yesterday. It's compacted, so he's going to have to throw this one out to the left, and it will spin a little more than it has been all week.
Look how he's got the open stance, open hips and shoulders, hands ahead, and got the face well open.
Well, that's his strong sand wedge, and it looks like he may want to go for the 60-degree, Kenny.
Well, you take a 60-degree wedge and you can open it up without any bounce. You can make that thing come to 65. You can do anything you want, and this is what you want. You don't want this coming out low. You want this coming out high. Open stance, take it outside. He's got his stance open and his hips, but you can see where the club is lined at the flag. All in all, I'd say that's well played, David.
Well, he's a little dissatisfied with it, Kenny. I think he was going for the crowd pleaser there. He was going to try and throw it right at the hole and make it spin. Maybe call it a little fat, but not bad by anybody's standards.
This really could be a huge point in this round if anybody's going to make a move on Tiger.
If Sink can make this putt, it changes the whole face of Tiger Woods' putt.
Right, this now to trim it to 2.
What a big 2 this would be for Sink. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Right in the heart. That's the last thing you want to do in a putt like that, where you're in that position, is to leave it short.
Sink started today, Kenny, with a bogey at the first hole, but rebounded with birdies at 2 and 3.
You can see the disappointment there. He knew exactly what we were talking about here. He knew how important that putt would be to make.
Well, this is that length that we showed you in the highlight package from late in yesterday's round. Putts of 10 feet and in. Not only finding the bottom of the hole, but resolutely dropping these putts.
One thing about when you get making these putts and you have a good stroke, when you start making them and you get confidence, you really do believe that there's no way that you can miss it, and it sure is a lot easier to putt that way. He's taking a longer look at this. I think there's an indecision. I think what happens is that you look at both sides of the cup. What happens here is you see one break on one side and one break on the other, right, David?
Well, you know, that's the one I always used to hit straight, Kenny. If it's right to left on one side and left right on the other.
That's good advice.
Tour rank 106th in putting, you'd never imagine. Certainly not this week. This for par.
Made a great save in par here yesterday. Can he do the same? Not today. They took a little longer, didn't they, Dave? They took a little longer time of looking at that.
Well, there was certainly some indecision, and we've got the crowd moving very quickly, as they always do, trying to get into position on the next tee to get a look at him.
On that length putt, I don't care if they set off firecrackers.
Through this hole yesterday, or in yesterday's 3rd round, he was 5 under through 8 holes. Today, he's +1 through the first 8, and his lead is down to 2 in the final round.
Tiger used the 3-wood off the tee. Did J. Don Blake and Stewart both use driver? Did he out-hit them with the 3-wood?
By some 30 yards.
Yes, it's a lot of hang time on that 3-wood.
168 yards left.
Missed the green to the left yesterday, front left pin placement, with just a 9-iron. And the key to this shot really is to pick out your goal. Where are you going to aim? Go straight at the pin, well, that would be very aggressive. Or pick a line 10 or 15 feet to the left.
Well, with the 9-iron, it's a little easier. And that one's dangerous, Peter. Drifting to the right.
There you go, Tiger. Well, it's
that might well have found the creek.
It's very thick rough there, David. We couldn't see the ball finish. From overhead, Tiger Woods appears not to be in the hazard. He's below the level of the green in thick rough. David, did you get a chance to look at the lie?
I did, Peter, and it's not very pretty. It is outside the red line, so he will be able to ground his club. Some very thick rough down there, and it's a good 7 or 8 inches below the top of the grass. So this will be a pretty sizable hack just to get this one out in the green.
First to play, Stuart Sink. You could see he wanted to land that softly, which he did. It was downhill all the way, all the grain running towards the hazard. And a well-played pitch. Both Stuart Sink and Tiger stressing the importance of this front 9. Tiger's not done what he intended to do, and that was be under par on the front 9. Not in the hazard. We can see the red line that was remarked after all that water rushing through last night. Nice fresh line. One of these shots where he wants lots of club head speed, but a delicate touch at the same time. Must have been a horrible lie. He made sure he got that out.
Now Woods to save his par.
Break a little right to left. Well, a good effort without going too far by. We saw him make some good return putts yesterday, Ken Venturi.
He was always making the good par putts. He made a lot of birdies, but I think the two that impressed me most was the par putt he made at 11 and the par putt to save from 3-putting 13.
Take his time, the stroke, yeah. He was in the routine, and then the marshal, trying to do a great job, says, "Stand, please." Well, it distracted Tiger. I think everybody is standing fairly still, waiting for their hero. Bogey, bogey to finish the front 9. So bogey number 4, the par 5. So 1 under after 3. 3 over for the remainder of the front 9. And not looking quite as invincible as he was cruising to a 63 yesterday. David, everyone seems a little edgy on the 9th green.
Well, it's just getting to that stage where things are turning into more of a horse race now, and these guys are going to be circling each other. Certainly makes for an interesting back 9.
Stuart Sink stays at 14 under, 1 behind.
But now Tiger Woods, and the yardage facing Tiger.
Well, Jimmy, the fairway bunker to his right is 346 yards from where he teed off, and he's 6 yards short of it, so it's a huge tee shot, and you know it didn't run very far. That leaves him 246 to the front, 276 to the hole, and well, he believes he can get there with a 2-iron. So do I.
276, 2-iron. This also will be one that will be nothing left in the bag. Watch this. this will go as hard at this as he did with the driver.
Remarkable club head speed. Oh, look at this.
Can you believe that?
How about that?
Dead on line. 25 feet for eagle.
Tremendous club head speed there.
Blake at 10. Blake and Sink must find a way to get down at 2.
No doubt. With Tiger on the green where he is with a possible eagle. Well, he's going to find one way right there. Pretty impressive there.
That released for him. They're within about 5 feet. Now Stewart Sink.
A little release a little bit because the green goes away from you, but when you get the green a little bit above your feet and you're going uphill where you'll be doing some on this back nine, you're going to be backing that thing up from longer shots. They both know they have to make 4, even if they just stay within reach again. Oh, I like the looks of that shot. I like the way he played that little knockdown, little turn over the toe. I love to see that kind of a pitch shot.
All right, Tiger had an eagle in his round yesterday. It came on the 4th hole.
We were just discussing, Gary McCarty said, how can you hit a 2-iron 278 yards?
You can't try to figure it out. It just doesn't make sense. Par 5s again. I mentioned the last 4 par 5s he's played, he's won over. But to make up for that right here with this stroke.
Being 2 over par through the front 9, I don't expect this putt to be short. He's going to give it a run.
Look at this. Ooh.
That was a good stroke, and that was well hit. I just think that may have been just a misread because he didn't look like he did anything wrong.
Number 1 on tour. Birdie conversions on par 5s 53% of the time.
That does help, believe me.
You know, you look at his front 9 card of 38 today, and you look at the first 3 rounds here. He was 33, 34, 31 on the front, 10 under today, 38. But begins the back with a birdie.
A very easy birdie.
Jadon Blake, former NCAA champion from Utah State University. He's had good success in Atlanta in his career. Over at the Atlanta Country Club, he had a 2nd and a 3rd place finish. This for birdie.
And we'll put him just 1 back again.
Oh yes.
Yeah. A stroke like that, you can take that to the bank.
And Tiger Woods 1 over par in his round today, 38 on the front 9. Yesterday he shot 31 on the front 9, but the birdie at 10 gets him back in front ahead of Jadon Blake by 1. And David Feherty for Tiger, 8-iron.
Well, yep. In fact, I get a sign now, Bobby. It is the 8-iron, 197 yards. It is downwind, but there's not much wind there. Jadon Blake hits 6.
Tiger's getting easier to club.
Well, he's pulled that one.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and that's up over the hazard, just over the rocks in the long stuff.
He thought it was wet, didn't he, David?
It looked wet from here.
So he's breathing a slight sigh of relief, and you can see the ball up on the bank.
Looks like it'll be dangerous just getting up there and keeping your footing.
You may need some rappelling equipment.
Still up there, Billy? Yeah. Down and right to left.
Well, 3 different players, 3 different clubs. Stewart Sink going with a 7-iron.
And Kenny, don't you think the shot here for Sink is start a little right of the flag and try to draw it in a little bit?
Always take the fat side here. Take the water out of play. You want to put it out to the right and just draw it just a slight. That's all you want to do.
And that's his natural shape. Good looking swing. You think so?
He pulled it.
The golf ball of Tiger Woods above the green at the 11th on a flat lie. Mud stuck to the backside of it, but really looks like a break overall, Kenny.
You could have named a dozen things that could have happened to that ball. He got the best break he could get.
David Faraday, you had a good peek at it too.
I had a good look at it, Jimmy, and you know, really it's a remarkable lie. His only problem is he's got a large lump of Georgia stuck to the ball right in the contact area, so difficult to make a clean contact with it. But really, he could have hit these rocks and gone anywhere.
Yeah. Sounds like he's in a difficult state. Any chance to advance this ball and hold it short of the flag, David, or is this just he's just going to have to try to hit it and pitch it long?
Oh no, I think he's got every chance of hitting this close, Bobby. It's hard to tell whether the mud is underneath the ball. You know, he could almost play a bunker shot from here. But from that practice swing, looks like he's going to try and pick it clean.
So take a good look at it because you'll never see anybody else there again.
Tiger will have to revert back to his junior days when he used to practice these kind of shots late at night, waiting for his mother Tita to pick him up at the golf course.
Unbelievable.
How about that? He made 3 here at 11 yesterday from jail, and he's attempting to do it again. That was more of a semi-blast. He played that like a bunker shot, did he not, David?
Oh, Bobby, that's absolutely unbelievable to have the presence of mind to go ahead and play the much more risky shot. That's incredible.
Let's take a look at this one more time. It's worth a second look. The open blade, the full shot, slicing underneath the ball. Magical. He's got great imagination. It would be something else. David Faraday, not much break here.
It's pretty much straight up the hill, Bobby. Might be a little right to left in it. But you know, he hadn't made up his mind which shot he was going to play until the very last moment there. The little practice swings he was making, you know, would have suggested he was going to clip it off the top, but there could have been a rock underneath that ball. It's a remarkable shot.
Those practice swings, he was just feeling the ground, feeling the reeds, how much it was going to affect the club. 6 feet for par. Can you believe it? Tiger Woods maintains his lead by 1 over Jadon Blake, but Stewart Cink threatening to join Jadon and tie for second. And that certainly deserving of bringing a smile to Tiger's face.
When he goes on to win here, Bobby, you can count the 11th hole where he won it, turning possibly 2 5s into 2 3s.
You're right, Kenny. Now Cink coming down the hill.
How about that? That was about 370 degrees.
Appeared to over accelerate the putter coming into the ball. Let's take a look at this one more time. You could see how long that follow through was, longer than normal for such a short putt. And can you believe that Stewart Cink and Tiger Woods have both made par here at the 11th? And here's how Tiger did it. Perhaps the shot of the tournament.
for leader Tiger Woods.
Let's go to the 15th.
Steve Flesh in the El Toro variety is always a rough. Second shot from 152. Peter?
Bobby, that was a 7-iron.
That's a beautiful looking shot. Just gets over the bunker, feeding toward the flag.
Tiger drove to the back of the green in the first round. Made a birdie. Is he?
Tiger had the head cover off old Stripey there, but has gone back to the 3-wood.
Do you think he can reach the green with a 3-wood?
You know, I'd hate to say that he can't.
285 yards to the front of the green today. Another 28 yards to the hole placement. .313 to the cup. Over the green, the first round, right-hand bunker, the last 2 rounds. It's uphill. He's looking for carry.
Whoa. It's right at the front corner. Well, just short.
Well, perhaps he was fed up with that 45 or 50-yard bunker shot. Just short. He can see all of the putting surface, makes the pitch shot a lot easier than players who lay back more than 30 yards short of the green.
To 15.
Steve Flesh for birdie. Yes. Flesh moves to 14 under.
Back to 13.
And a few options for Tiger. With so much green to work with, they're a good idea of just the upslope to the front edge of the green. 28 yards of green. Tough to judge from this angle. Ken Venturi, we talked about controlling the trajectory, controlling the spin on these in-between shots, and this is a perfect example.
Coming down this hill, as we saw yesterday, that once it starts moving left and down, it picks up some speed. But this again, you have multiple choices here. You have 3 different clubs you can use.
He could almost use a putter. It appears maybe a bit further away from the front edge of the green than that shot. Camera shot from behind. But, a putter could be an option. Somebody who's not too sure of their chipping.
Well, he's got it on the upslope here, Peter, which makes it a little more difficult to play the low shot.
Yes.
And that is one of his sand wedges. And the practice swing would suggest he's going to throw it most of the way to the hole.
Not a long enough shot to get a great deal of spin, so some check on the first couple of bounces and then allow the ball to roll. He's done it well. Keep coming. A little more delicate putt than that facing J-Don Blake. Tiger going downhill. J-Don coming back up the slope. Just one win on the regular tour for Sink. Just one for J-Don Blake. Winning in San Diego in 1991. Look for a firm putt. And that peculiar head movement. Certainly firm enough, but it still slipped away. Opportunity gone. And it will be a chance for Tiger to establish a 2-shot lead.
Number 2 on the tour in greens in regulation, and he's hit a green here. 16th hole, par 3. Oh, yeah. Oh. Steve Flesh now tied for second. 2 shots back at Tiger Woods. That's with that dainty 30-footer he just piled right in there.
Back to 13.
Scott McCarron birdied this hole, having driven the green in the last round last year. Went on to win by 3. Tiger didn't hit the green from the tee, but a good putt. Quite a bit of break. Struck it firmly. 2-shot lead at the 18th.
35-year-old Esteban Toledo from Mexico for birdie at the last. For a share of 3rd. His best finish on tour in his 2nd year, his first top 10. Tied for 3rd.
With 4 straight pars, Tiger maintains a 1-shot lead heading to TPC Sugarloaf's par 5 finishing hole.
David Faraday, just how soaked is it down there in that part of the fairway?
Well, it's pretty damp, Jim. and he's got it perched up there pretty well, and he's got 116 yards, and he can get there with a sand wedge, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him hit a little wedge here with the bank behind the flag here. This one really could spin.
This looks like a sand wedge, and this is like a dartboard up there, Dave. Once you put this thing and put your hands on it, and you can really nip this thing good, this thing will take one bounce and just come zipping back.
Well, you're right, Kenny. It is the sand wedge.
90? 90? No. Get rid of it down. 96, Ty.
96 to carry over the water on the left.
Now this is where I look for good shots. Nice soft shot. I always know how far I could hit it. I never knew how far I could back it up.
Really put it so close that it'll crush the spirit and chances of Blake.
Watch it.
No. Jadon Blake.
Jadon Blake is still in the ballgame.
Wide open opportunity here. That's what? That's almost 30 feet, Kenny.
That was a protective wedge is what that was.
Quiet, please.
So Blake should be able to get it inside of that.
Well, if he could get the people to quiet down, I don't know what they're yelling at.
Well, he's got 106, and he also has the sand wedge.
He can put it behind the hole. He can draw it back. I would suggest get it to the back, a little long, a little right of the hole, and draw it back.
That's certainly more aggressive.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, down.
Oh, just what you don't want.
That's what I talked about, the spin. He had to hit a little bit longer than that, and then it would spin back. But that's what you have to watch with that sand wedge, David.
You know, Kenny, every putt of that length today has been around the hole. Either just burned the edge or dropped, like the one at 15. Boy, he thought that might take another gallop toward the hole, but instead they just grabbed it. Spin brought it back.
He thought he was going to be half again that close.
Yeah, I thought it might be 5 feet.
Right.
It's more like 18. Spectacular crowds here in the Atlanta area again. Okay, Tiger Woods can win the tournament if he holds this putt.
I think he's more concerned right now, Jim, with the speed and not, you know, he doesn't want to leave himself with a putt that would, you know, be 3-4 feet. This is one when you want to get the right speed and then have it fall in, but you certainly don't want to ram this one.
If it drops, it'll be his first win of 98 on tour. One win overseas. Well, that's just what you called for, Kenny.
We've seen it all day, but that's what he did. He got the speed. That's what he had to do. There was no need jamming that. Now he puts it back on Jadon Blake.
Tiger will go ahead and finish.
Oh, yes.
The par at the last. And a closing round 72. 9 higher than yesterday.
I really didn't think he could shoot 72 and win the tournament, but the players that were going with him have not really put any heat on him. But Jadon Blake with this putt would be the only player in the field to have all 4 rounds in the 60s.
You think about this, Kenny. Since we came on the air, we've been watching these guys scratch and fight their way to just get a chance to have a shot and eventually getting even with Tiger. And now we get to the last hole, and this putt could force a playoff.
Now here's the situation. It doesn't make any difference if he 3-putts. He's got second lined up. He can't afford to leave it short because 15 under or 16 under, you still finish second. So he knows, looking at the scoreboard, knowing where he stands, he knows that there's no need letting this get short. Get it to the hole.
He said before the round he relished this chance to try to beat the best. Talking about Tiger. First time he was paired with today. And now he has put on some kind of putting show. I say that with not a lot of them going in. I mean, it's been really kind of heart-wrenching for him at times.
But think about this. 71 holes he's played without a bogey. I mean, he's made 1 bogey.
Just one. This to force a tie.
Everybody all day long has been in the same place. Tiger Woods did it. J-Don Blake has done it. And everybody who has tried that same putt has missed it to the right.
Most importantly, Tiger Woods has done it. He has collected now his 7th victory on the PGA Tour. Tell you what else he's done. It's the 4th time in a row he's gone into the final round with a lead that he's won. Talk about a good front runner. The Masters, the Byron Nelson, the Western last summer, and held the lead here.
Tiger, you've been saying all year long, every part of your game's gotten better. We've been able to see it, but the proof is in the victory, and finally you get one this year.
Yeah, God, it's been hard fought. Today I didn't really hit the ball all that well, but I just hung in there with my short game and my mind. Man, I don't know what to say, but happy Mother's Day, Mom.
That's great. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Back to you up there, Jim.
Yeah, I absolutely echo those sentiments, and well said, Tiger Woods. You know about his smile. You can imagine the smile back home in Cypress, California. Special delivery. 2 under on the back, Tiger Woods, to win the BellSouth Classic by 1. For Ken Venturi and all of us, Jim Nance, good night from the BellSouth Classic.